Hello everyone. In this video, we are going to talk about the line chart. Line charts are ideal for visualizing the trends over time or other continuous variables. Data points are connected by straight lines, allowing the users to see how the value changes and fluctuates over the course of data series, which can be time. Line charts are particularly effective for showing the patterns, trends, and relationship in these kind of data. So let's go to the Power BI and see how can we create a line chart. So to create a line chart, we need a date field, and we have two date fields in our data set. The first one is the order date and the second one is the shipping date. Order date is the date when the order was placed and shipping date is the date in which the shipping was done for that particular order. So what I'll do is first I will click on this line chart and that would pop up the visualization for me. I will expand it a bit and then I need a date field in the x-axis. So if you come over here and see the values, if you just select this part and see what kind of values does it need. So the first value is the x-axis that it needs. The second is the y-axis. So in the x-axis, I need a date field. So I can drag and drop this order date over here in the x-axis. After that, for the y-axis, what you can do is you can drag and drop this sales value or profit value or whatever value you want to see that how it is changing over the course of time. So right now I'm taking this sales value and I will just drag and drop it on the y-axis. Now you can see that how the sales is changing within the each year. Now it is showing me the data year wise. If you look closely in my x-axis, I have some of the values as year, quarter, month, and day. What if I don't want to see the values as year? I want to see the values as quarter or month or day. What should I do? So in that case, first let me put this visual in the focus mode. In that case, what you can do is you can come over here and this whole data is showing in the terms of hierarchy. Year comes first, then comes the quarter, then comes the month, and then the day. So let's say I just want to see the quarterly data. So in that case, I can just simply remove it and I can keep the quarters as my data. And you can even remove this month and days part. Now, all the data would be shown in the terms of quarter and the values would be shown from first quarter till the fourth quarter. But these values are not specifically showing which year they belong to because these are the cumulative sum of each quarter. So now we know that whenever we are having any numerical values, they can be sometimes in the term of discrete values. They can be sometimes in the terms of continuous values. So there can be two type of values when you are dealing with a line chart over here. So in that case, what you can do is I'll just quickly roll back to the part where we haven't removed the year and the month part. So right now I'm having all these values. First, let's turn on the data labels and see what is the exact value of sales that I'm getting in each year. So for that, I will go over here in the format your visual part. I will just scroll down and find the data labels option and I will turn it on. The second part to see is the markers. So as I hover over to these years, you can see a marker appears on the top of it. But what if I want to see that marker in my visual as well? So over here, I have this option of markers. I can just turn it on. And you can see now the marker has appeared in the form of a small circle. So if you want to just customize that particular marker, you can expand this part and you can just change the type of that marker and you can also change the size of that. So let's say if you want to increase the size of this marker, instead of 5, let's keep it as 8. So now we can see it clearly. Now the second part is, let's say if you want to change the color of that particular line. So in that case, what you can do is you can go to this colors part and over here you can choose your default color. So right now the color is as blue. So let's keep it as orange or any other part if you want to keep it. So my mistake, it has changed the markers color. So in order to change the lines color, you can go over here in the lines part. And you need to be very careful with these part because every part has its own customization options. So I can go to this line parts and I can change the color of this line. So over here, again, I have this colors. So I can change the color to, let's say, I will give this shade of purple over here. Yeah, now the color has been changed. What if you want to change the type of line? So if you scroll up a bit, you can see the line style is given over here. Right now I have this solid line, but if I click on it, I will get two more options. The first one is the dash line. So you can see it has changed to dash line. The second one is the dotted line. So you can keep it as the situation demands or as per your need. Now, let's say if you are talking about the sum of sales within all these years, but I want to compare it within many categories. Right now, I know there are three type of categories in my data. I want to see the individual sales record every year for that those categories. So in that case, what I can do is I can drag and drop these categories on the top of this visual and it would make three lines for me instead of one line. So if we go over here in the add data to your visualization and see where does this change has affected. So if I just scroll down and you can see in the legends part, now the category has been added. Now what this category is doing is it is dividing that single line into three parts, and now we have each line representing each category individually. Now again, if I don't want to see this part, what I can do is I can just quickly cross on this and it would remove that part. Now, the thing to notice over here is right now I'm seeing the data year wise. And I have already told you if you want to see the data quarterly or monthly, what you can do is you can remove the other parts of dates from over here. But what if you want to see the data over here yearly and you want to drill down layer by layer? In that case, what you would do? So you can see on screen, I have these different icons. First one is the up arrow, the second one is the down arrow. So the up arrow represents drill up. The down arrow represents drill down option. Then I have these two arrows which are facing downwards, which is representing the next level in the hierarchy option. Then I also have these other two arrows which are combined at the top, which represents expand all down one level in the hierarchy. So how does these all arrow work? Let's talk about it one by one. So this up arrow is disabled for now because we are almost at the top of our hierarchy right now. We are seeing the yearly data. What if I click on this, click to turn on drill down option. If I click on it, you can see it has now switched it on. So in that case, let's say I want to see 2012 data. So in that case, I will go over here in 2012 and click on this marker. So you can see it has now drilled down one step and it is showing me the data quarter wise. So the first quarter is from January to March. It is showing me the data till there. Then it is showing the data from April till June, then from then from July to September. Now, in this way, you can see the data for all the quarters. Now, let's say if you again want to deep dive and you want to see what was the sales that I made in the first quarter. So you can come over here and click on this marker. And again, it would show you the data for all of that particular period consisting in that particular quarter. So it would show you the data from 1st of January till 31st of March. So in that way, you can drill down in your data easily. Now, let's say if you want to go on the top of one level, what you can do is you can use this up arrow. Now it has been activated. So I can click on it and it would take you one level up. Again, I will click on it. It would take us one level up. Now I can just switch on this option. Now this next option is there, which is like two arrows pointing downwards, which is showing us to go to the next level in the hierarchy. If I just click on it, you can see that this yearly data has now changed to the quarterly data. It is showing me the cumulative sum of each quarter's sales that has been done. So over here, I can see that the sales in the first quarter every year's sum is 1989373.99. And we can see there is a steady growth as we move from quarter to quarter. But if you don't want to show your data like this, what can you do? So you can go one level up. And before we go one level up, I can show you that we can still drill down. This is just the quarterly data. If you want to see the monthly data for every year, what you can do is you can again go down in this. And it would show you the data for the January's sale for every year's cumulative sum. And it would do for every month. Now let's go up by using this drill up option. So I will click on this drill up option again until we reach the final value that was shown in the beginning. Now there is this third arrow, which is expand all down one level in the hierarchy. What does this do? So if you click on this, now I can see again the quarterly data, but this is shown for every year separately. It is not like the first time we saw it was showing for quarter one till quarter four, and it was a cumulative sum of each year, but now it is independent and it is showing me for the each year separately. Now, after you have taken a look at this data, if you want to just move down one level more in this hierarchy, what you can do is you can again click on this arrow. Then instead of the quarters, it would show you the data for each month separately. And again, if you click on this, after that, you can see the daily changes in the pattern in the data. Again, if you want to go up in the hierarchy, you can use this drill up option to move up. So in this way, you can use this line chart and you can just drill down in hierarchy when you are using any date fields over here. Some of the other customization options that are present in this is when you click on the format your visual, you can format the x-axis, the y-axis. You can also put some data in the secondary y-axis. So now what is secondary y-axis? Let's say if you go again to add data to a visual, I have this option of secondary y-axis over here just beneath the y-axis. Now let's say I also want to see the profit along with the sales that I am doing each year. So I can drag and drop this profit over here in the secondary y-axis. And you can see now the two lines have appeared. The first one is showing me the sum of the sales, and the second one is showing me the sum of the profit. But to compare these values, what you have to do is if you go over here on the left hand side, you can see it is in the millions. And if you go on the right hand side, you can see the sum of the profit is showing me in the terms of thousands. So now these two are not exactly on the scale right now. So what I can do is I can change this in the next part, where we will be talking about some more customization options, where we'll see how to deal with these kind of situations when we are having two different scales at different parts. So this was all for this session. I hope you liked this sessions. We will be talking about the area chart and the stacked area chart in the next session, which is very similar to the line chart. The only difference is it shows the area part. Thank you.